Hey everyone, this is Simply Syrup coming to you with another video from our Medieval Dynasty series where we're aiming to get the most out of your dynasty. And aiming is going to be the focus of this video because today we are going to be talking about hunting. Yes, every sportsman's favorite pastime in Medieval Dynasty, hunting. A vital necessity in the early game, hunting will be your main source of food and can even make you a little coin. But the difference between a master trapper and a starving syrup? I'm so cold. I'm so hungry. I'm so afraid. Can be subtle. I've got lots of good information to share today, like all of the different animals and where to find them, the many different weapons with their effects, the hunting skill tree, and helpful tips to make you a master hunter. As always, timestamps will be available for your convenience in the video description. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We will be posting more Medieval Dynasty videos soon that you won't want to miss. Before I take up any more of your time, let's get into it. No, you're not experiencing deja vu. You've made it to the second video in our Medieval Dynasty hunting series. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've got lots of great info to share today, and we're going to be jumping in right where we left off in the last video, discussing the ranged weapons you can use in Medieval Dynasty. Please remember to like and subscribe if you find the video helpful. I hope you enjoy. The final ranged weapon, the crossbow, is the deadliest of all. This armament is good for taking down the biggest, baddest animals in the game. There are two huge advantages to using the crossbow. For one, the crossbow doesn't use stamina to aim in. This of course means that you're really able to take your time and wait for that perfect shot. Also, the crossbow can be loaded beforehand, making it the only weapon in the game that can be fired at a moment's notice. There are currently two separate types of crossbow in Medieval Dynasty that we're about to go over now. The Wooden Crossbow handles very similar to its upgraded version, but only has a durability of 150 and does a lot less damage at only 40. It takes 2 logs and 2 linen thread to create the Wooden Crossbow. The Iron Crossbow, which is the most powerful weapon in the game, does a whopping 70 damage and has a durability of an extreme 400. I would suggest holding on to this weapon if you happen to pick one up. You can craft an iron crossbow with 1 log, 4 linen thread, 1 leather, and 4 iron bars. After you take your first shot with the ranged weapon, some animals and bandits will need a little extra persuasion to go down. That's when you have to pull out your close range weapon and finish off the job. Not including spears, there are only 2 types of close range weapons. For the sake of time, I'm only going to give a brief description of each group, but I will provide additional information on the side of the screen for your convenience. The knife. The knife, which is also used to skin animals, is one of the most versatile tools/weapons in the game. It's a good idea to always be carrying around a knife of some rarity. There are 4 different variations of the knife, each with its own damage and durability levels. The stone knife is different from the other 3 because it can be crafted from the handcrafting menu instead of the smithy. There is also a copper, bronze, and iron knife, which damage and durability will be on the side of the screen. The cudgel. The cudgel is another melee weapon that can be used to hunt or for close range combat. The cudgel comes in 2 forms, wooden and iron. Naturally, the iron cudgel has much better stats than its counterpart. The iron spiked cudgel is the ultimate close range weapon, dealing the most damage. Even though the iron spiked cudgel does a good amount of damage, it is more convenient to carry around a good knife than a good cudgel. With the completion of the cudgel, we've covered every weapon in the game, so you should be familiar with the tools required to hunt by now. Before we get into the tips, let's go over the ever important hunting skill tree. The hunting skill tree, just like any other skill tree in the game, can hold a maximum of 15 skill points. You can earn skill points by leveling up your hunting skill. You can only gain hunting experience from hunting, skinning, or collecting animals from traps. Honestly, the hunting skill tree levels up very slowly, and you will have to rack up a massive amount of kills before gaining all 15 skill points. This isn't the end of the world though, because the best skills are located at the beginning of the skill tree. I'm not going to tell you exactly what skills you need to pick because that should be based on your own playstyle. However, there are 3 very important skills that I believe all hunters will want to have. The first skill I wanted to talk about is the most important, and it's the tier 2 skill that will allow you to track animals in inspector mode. But we're going to be talking about this skill a little later in the video during our tips. So the other 2 skills you're going to want to pick up are the hunting knowledge, which grants extra skill experience from hunting activities, and the steady hand perk, which allows you to aim better. I would look to max out these 3 skills first, then the rest is up to you. Now that we've covered the different animals, weapons, and the hunting skill tree, I wanted to share a few actionable tips to improve your hunting abilities. The first tip I wanted to share is to use your ears. Hearing is the greatest sense you can deploy when hunting in Medieval Dynasty. Every single animal in the game has a distinct sound, and listening closely to your surroundings will not only alert you to dangerous animals, but will also signal when you're close to potential prey. So do yourself a favor and turn your headphones up when you find yourself in the middle of a hunt. The next tip is for taking down big game. Use height and distance to your advantage. Taking on big animals can be quite dangerous, and the only way to ensure your safety is to attack from a large distance or a great height. The farther you are away, the more shots you can get into the animal before switching to your melee weapon. Also, attacking from a high rock cliff will sometimes confuse the simple valley creature, giving you a free kill. Another tip for maximizing your efficiency while hunting is to use your survival sense often. The survival sense will alert you to surrounding animals that are hidden by brush or heavily camouflaged. You should always be clicking your survival sense on and off when hunting. I assure you, the more you use your survival sense, the better your hunt will go. The next tip I wanted to share is to use your map. Don't just wander around the woods looking for animals. Use the map to find big game, then head to it. Animals have specific spawns in Medieval Dynasty. They aren't just randomly populated throughout the map. Because of this, you can learn hunting routes that generate the greatest returns. This one honestly didn't occur to me until I was trying to capture gameplay used in part 1 of this video. And once I started using the map, my whole hunting experience changed for the better. I cannot stress this enough. Use your map to help with hunting. Our final tip isn't as much of a tip as it is a statement. Some animals will drop skulls that you can use to decorate your village. These animals include the deer, the moose, and the wisent. These are the trophies for your hunt and should be considered a badge of honor. Never ever drop out a skull because they are relatively hard to come by. Remember, to acquire skulls, you need to hunt the male version of deer and moose, while any wisent may drop out a skull. I'm confident that if you use the tips in this video, you will start racking up skulls fast. And with that final tip, we have finished up part 2 of our ultimate hunting guide. I wanted to thank everyone who was watching so much for giving my channel a try. I really hope I was able to give you some useful and actionable information that will help you get the most out of your Medieval Dynasty playthrough. Please remember to like if you enjoyed the video and consider subscribing because we will be coming out with more Medieval Dynasty content you won't want to miss very soon. Also, consider following the link in the video description to our Twitch channel, where we play games like Medieval Dynasty live almost daily. Thank you so much for watching again, and I hope you have a fantastic day. This is Simply Syrup, signing off.